Hello, this is John Daly of Soy Dog Foundation, speaking directly to our Canadian supporters, and indeed anybody else who is concerned about the recent announcement made by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency that dogs from 113 countries where canine rabies has not been totally eradicated are to be banned from entering Canada with effect from September the 28th this year, which is also ironically World Rabies Day. No one, least of all Soy Dog Foundation, disputes the CFIA's vital and important objective of keeping Canada free from canine rabies. We don't dispute either that as good as modern vaccines are, they can never be 100% effective, and storage issues can make even the best vaccine useless. However, simply closing the borders to dogs from 113 countries not only penalises the thousands of legitimate and proper transactions by a wide range of importers, it is also not the most effective method at keeping rabies out of the country. Whilst ever dogs are allowed to enter from elsewhere without any checks as to their origin, there will always be a risk of introducing rabies, but that risk is preventable. Every first world country where rabies does not exist now uses the approach recommended by the Global Organization for Rabies Control, the World Health Organization, and the Food and Agricultural Division of the United Nations. This policy works and is used by the UK, the European Union, Australia, Singapore, and other rabies-free countries, including now the United States, who just a year ago introduced a similar, albeit temporary, ban owing to the COVID pandemic, leaving the authorities there short-staffed to check animals coming into the USA. This method of control is foolproof. It involves the importer having to vaccinate and microchip every animal they wish to import, but importantly, in addition, to have a titer test carried out at one of the 100 or so internationally approved laboratories around the world. This test clearly shows whether the dog is carrying antibodies passed on by the vaccine. There is also a delay following the test to ensure there is absolutely no possibility of the dog actually being infected with the disease. The CFIA have totally ignored the science, and Canada embarrassingly stands alone in introducing such a draconian measure. Having a simple import license for each dog, accompanied by the results of its titer tests, its microchip number and vaccination record, is all that is required to ensure the safety of the public and native animals in Canada. It will cost importers more, but will allow people who are desperate to help some of the victims of unimaginable cruelty to know a loving home. Soy Dog has sent many dogs to new homes in Canada. None have ever had rabies. In fact, I have never since we started the organisation 19 years ago ever seen a rabies case. Please write or call your Member of Parliament at the link you will see below and ask them to oppose this new law. You will also see a link to the CFIA helpline. Please call them and register your objection and ask them why they are taking such an approach when every other country in the world now uses the policy recommended by all the world's leading authorities. Thank you for your support.